Okay, so I have a lot of people ask about me doing a cage tour, and there's really not much to my cage. A lot of people hang lots of vines and stuff to hide in, but I like to give my guys a lot of room to jump around, so I rarely hang stuff in the middle because I don't want them to hurt themselves trying to get to it and then falling. So I do have the little shelves in here. I have one here and one over on this side. I move those around every once in a while, but for the most part I do keep those in there so I can hang toys off of. So I've got a chain toy here with a little bell on it. Be careful the types of bells that you get. Jingle bells are not good for them. They can get their fingers stuck in there. These are the kinds of bells that you should use. I don't think my phone's doing a very good job at focusing on that, but you can see the kind of bell that is. Those are the good kinds of bells to use. These are just some toys that I had people make for me. This is something simple you can make out of fleece. Just braid and tie it at the end, and then fray the edge, cut the edges. And you've got a little fray there, a little teaser toy. That's really easy to make. I made this up here. I just took chunks of fleece and threaded them on a piece of fleece about this big, and then tied the fleece around it and cut it into a bunch of strands so they could have a toy to play with there. So try to keep things in their reach, but also if they're down here they can reach up there and play with it, get up in there if they want to, hide behind it. You can see that I've got a cage cover on the outside in my glider room. I have it in the corner here, and you can see right back there the specks on the wall. That's from where they've thrown their food. Obviously you can see where I keep the food down there tonight, so they get messy and this just keeps it off of the wall. Other than that, I try to keep a pouch on the door. Got a perch, kind of toys all over the place. I've got such a huge wheel that there's really not much room for anything else on the bottom of the cage. This is a Custom Toys Cruiser wheel. Its center isn't in the center. So you can see the middle here. This is the white here is the center, but where it goes around, this is actually where the wheel pivots, so it's off center. So when they run, it's got a bounce to it. That's supposed to be a better exercise for them. They have to work harder to keep the wheel going instead of it going and going and going. Sometimes I put a toy like this in the bottom, which you can see I need to play with. I need to clean that. Sometimes I'll put something like that, like over here in the bottom, but they don't really hide in it, so I kind of use that for playtime outside the cage. They don't usually hang out much in the bottom anyways. I keep little stuff like this in the bottom, just kind of like a pom-pom ball that I just made out of strips of fleece, tied it together. So another little toy right here. Really, I mean, it's simple, not a whole lot there. I have their food up on top. A lot of people feed their gliders in the bottom of the cage. I find that unsanitary, because if they're playing around up there, all that pee and poo is going to fall to the bottom and right into the food, and I just think that's gross. I have a bucket that I made. Well, I call it a bucket. Somebody else might have a different name for it, but it's like round on the bottom, looks like a bucket to me. So I made that. I always keep their things that they can sleep in at the top because they're tree dwellers. So I keep their sleeping pouches toward the top of the cage. Let's see if I can get this open so we can see somebody. I've got 6 gliders in this cube that I made. I need to trim nails. You probably saw a foot getting stuck there. That's why it's important to keep nails trimmed. Here's some little pink noses. Hi, babies. I fringed the edges whenever I made this cube so they had a little something extra to snuggle with. Mine don't usually use blankets to snuggle up in. They just kind of sleep on top of them, but they really like these fringes. And that's pretty much a cage tour for me. I've got just kind of random toys. I This food dish is like a little bird food perch thing that came with the cage. 2 of them came with the cage. And when I use the, well, you can see it here. This is the kitchen that I made. I've not used it for a couple nights, but that's the kitchen that I made. I put a hole in all 4 sides. I have a tutorial somewhere around here that I've posted before about how to make a glider kitchen. But whenever I use that, I hang it from here, so it kind of takes up this whole area. So that kind of takes up a lot of room to, where I don't have room for other things. I do know a lot of people use like fleece, I don't even know what they're called, like hideaway toys. I think of the fringe vines that people probably put like along the back of the cage and hanging in corners, so if the gliders want to hide in there. I don't know, mine don't really hide from me, so I don't feel that they really need it. So here's a couple babies before I end the video. I don't know that I've introduced them all to everybody, but there's 6 of them in there, and there's Miss Penelope. A lot of you have commented on how sweet she is, and she's about sweet as they come. Hi, babies. It's Gizmo. He's my old man. He's about 4, which isn't really very old at all. Daisy and Lily just turned 1. They're my newest ones. And there's little Lily. And there's the rest of them poking out. Hi, babies. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed my cage tour. There wasn't really much to it, but it's just kind of move things around a lot. I think that's the biggest thing, is just move your toys around a lot. Mix it up, make it different so they don't get bored. And take care, and we'll see you again soon.